Welcome to this week's Fridays in the Field, being brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. I'm Susan Littlefield. We're going to head over to Juniata. As you can see, Ryan Weeks joins us. Learn more about their family operation and some unique things that they do within the family to produce some amazing crops. And Ryan, I kind of wanted to kick it off. This recent hailstorm, by the grace of God, it missed your operation.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we missed it. Yeah, and it ended just west of us and started again to the east. There's a little strip in between. Super lucky. A lot of prayers for those people that just had a lot of destruction all the way from west of Lexington and Johnson Lake and that Gothenburg area, all the way through Holdridge and Funk, and all the way to just west of Kennesaw is kind of where that ended and kind of skipped over us. So um, what a what a gut wrenching deal. I drove through all that coming back from the lake on the 4th of July, and it is ugly. And that's no producer wants to collect insurance. You want to raise a good crop. That's what we do.
And I hear a lot of them are the discussion now out there is about utilizing cover crops to at least, help maintain that field into next year's growing season.
Yeah, some guys are doing cover crops. Some guys are, I know at least two that I know personally that are going to go back with some soybeans and hoping to get, between 30 and 50 bushel soybeans planting this late. We'll see. Depends. Mother Nature sometimes gives you time and sometimes doesn't.
Unique things about your farming operation. Give us an idea of how big uh, the Weeks family operation is. And then I want to talk to you about your organic side of everything.
Yeah. When I came back from college, that's a lot of years ago, but we were about a 700-acre operation. We've taken that to between 3 and 4,000 acres. We do about 2,700 acres of certified organic production. We started that in 2016, late 2015, 2016. So we've been at it almost 10 years. Still do conventional. We're doing a lot of different crops because of that. We're doing blue corn, popcorn, yellow corn, soybeans. We do some peas some years. So yeah, we're pretty diverse in our crop mix: wheat, barley. So our work's spread out throughout the whole year, both harvest and just our normal cropping.
So, making that switch over, I mean, you're 70% organic within your operation. How has that process been for you guys?
To be real honest, it was a gut punch because you take about a $400 loss per acre going through transition. USDA has some good programs now to help with that. They did not when we did, so it was a gut punch for a while. But usually organic pricing's about 2.5 times conventional. Doesn't really matter what the crop is. That's generally a good number. Right now it's about 1.9 to 2.1, depending on if it's corn or soybeans. Wheat is really depressed right now on the organic side. You probably can sell it for almost conventional price. Luckily, we were contracted early and we go into food grade. Um, yeah, conventional stuff's depressed, just like the normal markets. We follow it. We just lag a little behind on the response. Our biggest issue is, frankly, it's fraudulent imports from Africa, and used to be from India. That got shut down. Now all those soybeans go into Africa and magically get processed into organic soybean meal. For example, Nigeria, if all their certified organic acres were exported, what they export to the United States, they're getting about 400 bushel an acre on their soybeans. So those guys are really, really, really good soybean producers. In Nigeria, Ghana, they get about 207 bushels an acre. Uruguay is getting about 90 bushel an acre right now. Argentina, ironically, raises enough organic soybeans at 349 bushel an acre that they can export it to the United States. So those guys evidently are able to raise soybeans way better than the American producer.
So, what from your perspective as an organic grower, what are things that you guys are doing? Are you reaching out to those in Washington D.C.? How are you bringing this to light again? That hey, it's back and it's going to hurt us.
So we're trying to work through our representatives. on the National Organic Standards Board and things like that. We've talked with Senator Ricketts. We're trying to work with senators from the other ag states, just to try to get the information out there. USDA just needs to address the fraudulent imports coming into the U.S. They are not required to test for chemical residues. They are not required to test for anything when any of those imports come in, as long as it has a stamp that says that their standards in their country are similar to what the U.S.'s is. We have a reciprocity agreement, and we just overlook it. And, Pipeline Foods was one of the worst ones before, which they went into bankruptcy and they disappeared. Now we have a Canadian company that operates in the U.S. That actually is the worst on the import side. They kind of slid into pipelines business, and they're the largest importer here in the U.S. now too. So, that's our biggest issue in organic right now. We just want a fair price for what we do, and we also want everybody to play by the same rules, because there's a lot of rules and there's a lot of regulations and there's a lot of oversight and a lot of inspection and a lot of things that go on, and a lot of things we have to do to comply with NOP standards. And we think it should be a level playing field across the world.
Very much so. I mean, it's your livelihood for your family and your employees that you have. And to think that what you're growing is feeding not only Nebraskans, but the world.
Yeah. And, like I said, I've always, some people aren't fans of organic. I've always said it's a production system. It's absolutely no different than a guy that does ridge till, no till. Well, I do conventional till. I do strip till. Well, we do organic. We also do no till. We also do conventional till on all of our conventional acres. So, for us, it's a production system that provides us a significant return above market. Was a nice way for us to expand and grow our operation. But yeah, we just want a level playing field for all.
I understand too, you've got a good support system as more and more people want to find out about organic and do maybe that transition in their farming operation. They can, look to folks like you, Ryan, and others in the industry for guidance.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's really awesome about organic is, conventional, your neighbor's your competitor. In organic, man, we all try to help each other. If we figure something out that works, we try to share it. There's a good group of organic producers in South Central Nebraska that get together at least once a year just to share some practices that might be working. Other organic farmers either reach out to me or I reach out to them, and we just try to figure out what's working and try to help each other. It's kind of the old style farming where everybody's just kind of working together for the same goals.
So what's been your biggest takeaways? You look at that transition you've made, and just about 3/4 of everything is in the organic.
The biggest thing we've taken away from it is there's a lot of things I think 2 generations ago they did from a soil health standpoint, and really focused on, we've got 5 fields this year that we will not put on a single drop of synthetic. I'm not saying synthetic nitrogen, but we won't use animal manures. We won't use chicken litter. We won't use compost. We won't use anything. Every single drop of nitrogen for that crop is provided by the cover crop. We got a 7-way mix we used after wheat that puts about 150, 160 pounds on the soil. And then we do vetch after all the soybeans, or if some of the wheat acres, if we have a hard time with that cover crop in the summer because it's too hot like it was last summer, we went in with vetch. And so we then incorporate that hairy vetch. It provides 100% of our fertilizer needs. So those are the things that I've learned that are fun, that I think are applicable to conventional ag. But, conventional ag, we're not very patient. You have to wait for mid-May to be able to plant your corn. There's some guys that ended up there this year because of the rains, but that's not where they planned on being. And with organic, that's where you plan on being, because you've got to allow those cover crops to mature and those things to happen from a soil and a biologic standpoint in order to be able to plant that crop and have what you want. So I guess the number one thing I've learned with organic is patience. And if you don't have patience, it costs you every single time.
Well, that is some excellent advice. We appreciate you joining us this week, Ryan, and we wish you the best of luck in this year's growing season.
Yeah, thanks, Susan. It's good to see you.
Ryan Weeks joining us. He is my FNBO Fridays in the Field farmer right here on the Rural Radio Network.